For now, and as always, I just want to say, whoa! Oh, yeah! That's not what I normally say. Well, this is John, and he's graciously or foolishly allowing me to take this thing out and see what's up. So, thanks, Eric. Thanks, John. Excited to get on the Scrambler 1200 XE here at the Giant Loop Ride. A bike many of you have asked me about many times. I'm sure I'm gonna hate every second of it. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. All right, well, ergonomically, I get closer to the ground than you'd expect. You can definitely feel the heat from that exhaust. So the Triumph has that single-sided exhaust, and so it's lopsided. It's really cool looking, but you definitely feel it under your right leg. So wearing, pants when you're riding is something you should be doing anyway. Bars are higher up than I expected. Seat is very wide and very comfortable. I do not know what these guys are doing. I'm gonna try standing. Okay, so standing is interesting because, well, I've got the exhaust pipe on the right and just the case on the left and the bulbous tank. So it's hard to grip it with my knees because the tank is higher than my knees. So yeah, can't bend my knees to get to the tank. In fact, I have to get taller, which I'm bad at. I'm gonna put this down. We're gonna do a quick road test. Disclaimers, one, the speed limit out here is 70 miles an hour. Two, we're in Mexico and this is set to kilometers per hour. Okay, it's in sport mode. Take these things out by myself. Damn, dude, it is fun, but not like crazy jump out of your hands. Honestly, less peppy than I expected, but probably if I went down a gear and hit it, it would be a different story. What's up, buddy? Woo! Whoa, street cornering is interesting. It's a lot less resistant to turning in than an adventure bike. And most of you know I am an off-road ADV dual sport guy, and so that is sort of how I evaluate motorcycles. It's a bonus if they're fun on the street, but I'm mostly interested in how they do off-road, and that's where we're headed right now. So we're gonna hit some gravel here, and then we'll go around the corner, down the road a few miles, and there is a nice place we can get up into this hillside. Is actually a pass up here called Stinking Water, and it was really muddy and crappy this morning. I'm hoping it's mostly dried out, so it should be kind of rocky, dirty right now, and that'll be a great test. Let us switch to off-road mode. I'm gonna have to stop to do that, it looks like. It won't let me switch. Yeah, it's skipping right past it. There we go. All right, off-road mode, yes. Okay, this is gravel. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, the bars feel really high and weird. What was with my voice right there? The bars feel really high, which makes it very comfortable for standing. Yeah, it really does. Except for it's hard to just grab onto the bike with my legs. So it's weird because I kind of get thrown back and forth more than I'm used to because I don't have a great grip on it. I feel like that could be my height. If you're a little taller than me, maybe you could get your knees up on the tank. I can't do it. It is my upper thighs on the tank, and that is it. Very stable feeling off-road. At least here in this loose gravel, and this is some fresh gravel. I've ridden this road twice today, and it is not easy, flat, well crushed down gravel. So it's a good test of just kind of what the handling is in kind of a loose condition. Off-road mode, let's see how it does with like acceleration off-road. Let's see when it kicks in. Yeah, it's giving me a little spin, but cutting in when the rear tire starts to move over, which is what a good off-road mode should do. Let's go. Yeah, you can see how muddy this was this morning, all torn up. So it looks like it's a little dry on top and a little muddy underneath. We can handle that. Yeah, okay. So, confession. I have in the past been in the camp, and again, I seem to make these confessions a lot. It's almost like I'm a real judgy dickhead or something. But I always assumed that a Scrambler was a bike that looked like you could ride it off-road, but you weren't supposed to take it off-road. It wasn't going to be good off-road, right? And so, you know, this is all fanciness, but it's just a nice street bike that looks like an off-road bike. And 2 years ago, I was here at the Giant Loop Ride. This thing pulls great, by the way, in Off-Road Pro. It has a ton of torque, and the traction control is like keeping me right on the edge of it, so I've got like as much as I want. That is fun. 2 years ago, I was here at the Giant Loop Ride. I was on my Africa Twin with a bunch of friends in Africa Twins. There was one guy in the group on a Scrambler like this. It was a Triumph, and I thought, that guy's screwed. There's no way he's gonna be able to keep up with us. He rode circles around us all day. Like, he was having a much easier time getting turned around. We got stuck in the sand. We had all kinds of problems, and he did not have those issues. And so I really started to, that opened my eyes about the Scrambler that day, and I wanted to ride one and really get out and test it off-road since. So this is not going to be like the gnarliest off-road, but this is not an easy road either, especially when it's kind of loose like this. You can see how torn it up it is from people riding it today. So I think it's a good test, you know, because if you're going to go out and do like crazy stuff, you're probably not going to buy a Scrambler, I assume. I mean, unless you're just hardcore and really like Scramblers. But can it handle the kinds of things that most people that are buying a really nice street bike that's also decently capable off-road are going to do? Like, you know, bumpy, technical Forest Service roads like this, or something that's been torn up, chewed up, it's got some rocks and ledges and climbs and loose stuff. And I think this is a good test of that, because damn, this thing is impressing me. It's fun as hell. I hate how much I like it. I told the guys, like, I don't want to take this out because I don't want to buy one. Anyway, it's gorgeous up here, by the way. Not terrible scenery is all I'm saying here on Stinking Water. This looks so different from yesterday because it rained so much after I came up here yesterday. But in terms of riding too fast on a poorly maintained road, this thing is handling it brilliantly. And that gives me the confidence to think that if I got into something gnarly, there's a pretty good kind of rocky section up here that hopefully we don't have any problem getting to. It'll be a good test of that. But it gives me confidence that if I get into something gnarly with this, it's going to be able to handle it, even if it's maybe above its wheelhouse, you know what I'm saying? Look how torn up this road is. Damn. So suspension is impressing me. This is the XE. It has Olin suspension front and rear, very adjustable. Oh, yeah, brakes are impressive off-road. That's interesting. Okay. The shifting is, oh yeah, guys, torquey in first gear. Torquey. I didn't need to be in second. Clutch engagement, smooth, easy. It is a heavy clutch pull. Feels like I'm 2-fingering it right now, and may need to go to 3. We'll see. But in terms of like, let me slow down and like crawl a little bit. Oh yeah, good. The clutch control is good. Engagement's good. I should try standing up for a bit. Put my visor back down. It's just really fun. It's really fun to ride sitting down. The seat's very wide and comfortable, and when you're a fat ass like me, that's important. This is some good technical. Suspension's doing great. Very, very confidence inspiring. I'm gonna let this guy go by. Just me, buddy. Just me, baby. Just me. Yeah, here's kind of a rocky shelf that I found yesterday. Yeah, so there's a step up here, 2 or 3 inch ledges. Oh my God. Dork in the road of the past, you're an idiot. This bike is very capable. It's doing fine. It's impressing me. I need to go up to 3rd. She's a little torquey in 2nd. There's a ton of torque with this motor. Here's another little rocky section. We'll do it sitting down this time. No worries. Yeah. I'm not feeling like I'm even close to pushing the suspension right now. It feels like it's eating everything up. I'm feeling the bumps. Like, it's not like I don't know they're there, but I'm not bottoming or overdoing the suspension, which should not be shocking because it's a full Olin setup. It's spared no expense on this XE version. I do feel like my bars are, or my arms are so high up. It's like the bars are better for standing in the position they are, but I could roll these back, which is what I would do if it was mine. Oh, okay, can you jump or can you get the front end up over an obstacle? Easily. This thing is very torquey. I would say it is torquey and not like fast. Ooh, fun, like rut, single track kind of action. I wonder which line everyone's been taking all day. Weird. It's so hard to tell. Yeah, a lot of mud up here still, not surprisingly. Gotta pick your line, fellas. Go through the mud hole! Not on a bike this expensive, that isn't mine, but it is tempting. It is tempting. It doesn't feel like a 1200, I'll tell you that. It rides a lot more like a smaller bike. Like, it feels lighter and more nimble than even the Tiger 900, which is something, because I love that bike and the way it rides. But you definitely, there's a sense of confidence off-road on this, in that you can get your feet to the ground easier. Now, not as easy as I would expect. That's another thing that always surprises me when I throw my leg over these. You actually have a decent amount of clearance because the seat height is pretty high, but I still can get my feet down easier than I can on a big adventure bike. The center of gravity is lower, and I have a lot more confidence in dumb stuff, like being able to waddle through, or paddle through, or just catch the bike or dab and get back on the pegs, whatever. So that is one advantage to a Scrambler over a traditional adventure bike. You know, no wind protection on the highway, but I think people that buy Scramblers know they want Scramblers. I don't think it's a type of bike that you're like, should I get a Scrambler or an adventure bike? Like, you know what you're getting, right? So if you want a Scrambler and you're curious if this one is fun, it is. If it can do off-road, it can. If it's comfortable, it is. I would consider strongly the Triumph 1200. They've been making these Scramblers for a long time, and it's definitely a fun to ride bike. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, actually, and big thank you to Triumph and Eric and John for letting me get out and do this. Oh, okay, yeah, so jumping this would be relatively easy based on what happened when I accelerated over that rock. I like the off-road mode a lot. It's giving me exactly what I want. It's giving me a little spin when I want it, but keeping me from doing something dumb on accident. But it seems like it will let me do something dumb on purpose, so that's a good distinction. They should probably put that on the box. Like, oh, traction control won't let you do something dumb by accident, but it will let you do something dumb on purpose. Dude. God. It's one of those bikes that just, I mean, it is a 1200, but there's just more throttle. How much do you want? Just keep going. There's always more. You don't find the limit. She just wants to pull and pull and pull. Look at this view in front of us. What a terrible place to have to ride a motorcycle on a test ride. Holy, I had the worst job. Look at that. I've never seen this from this way. I always go the other direction. Damn. I'm gonna go down the rocky stuff now, so that'll be another good test. Ooh, she cuts though. She cuts, she carves. It is easy to maneuver this thing. The handling is very responsive. I like it. Here's that rocky section. I'll go down. Doesn't look as bad going down. I mean, this would be a great bike for, like, getting out. This is that rocky section. Okay. But it would be super fun for throw some bags on, go out. Yeah, you could get some interesting places, moto camp, but you could also just eat up miles on the highway. So, you know, it does a lot of things that a true adventure bike will do. Just not that comfortable to stand up on. Okay, here we go. You probably can't see how chunky this is, but it's pretty damn chunky. It's Campbell's Chunky Soup. It feels very planted. Like, I am, again, immediately confident in throwing this thing around and putting it where I need it to be and not worrying about what the rear end is doing. It feels more like a dual sport to me. That is the feeling I get when I get up to speed on this. I feel like I'm on my 450L. I think you're gonna feel a sense of that when you get really going off-road on this, but with like unlimited torque and power, and you know, a lot more expensive consequences if you crash it. But that's not on my mind at all. Let me give you a look at it, a walk around to the bike. So this is the XC. Of course I had to take the red one because it's very dork in the road. It's fully stock, so you got a radiator guard, which is good because it's very exposed. A lot of heat protection on the exhaust, which is also good because, hey, my leg goes there. Got some Anarchy Wild tires. I like the foot pegs a lot. Brake lever is good size and good feel. I really dig the seat, like I said. I like this classic metal fender. Yeah, we're not screwing around with this Olin suspension. It's legit. I love the classic look of these bikes. And I think it is deceptively tall. You look at it, and it looks shorter until you sit on the thing, but solid kickstand, like, it's just a beautiful, well-crafted machine. I love that about the Triumphs. They really really, it feels like a premium product. I know I've said that about the Tiger, and I feel the same way about this Scrambler. So this has been a blast to ride, and I get to keep going on this chunky stuff down to the bottom, but it is gorgeous up here. So it's not an adventure bike, but it'll go a lot of places an adventure bike will go. It has a lot of torque. It's easy to get your feet down, easy to handle, easy to throw around like a dirt bike, in my opinion. The standing position is a real disadvantage. I don't find it very comfortable. Maybe if you were a few inches taller than me, I'm 5'10", 30-inch inseam, but my knees are solidly below the gas tank. So if you need to be 3 or 4 inches taller than me, or at least have 3 or 4 inch longer legs. Oh my God. I love throwing this thing around to be able to do that. It has a ton of cool modes, really cool digital display that retains kind of the classic look, but has all the features of a modern display. And again, just a very solid feeling, solid riding machine, lots of torque, very fun to push and slide. And it's kind of like, hey, you know that dumb thing you're thinking about? Do it. That's how it makes me feel. I like the modes, I like the braking, I like the very comfortable seat. So overall, I mean, if you're in the market for a Scrambler, you'd be dumb not to check out the Triumph. And this is the more off-roady version. They also have the XC, which is streetier, doesn't have as good a suspension, a few other features. So if you're looking for a more street-oriented bike, then look at that XC. But if you want to go off-road and do, and I don't even think I'm pushing the limits of the bike on this. Like, I'm not up here saying this is the most hardcore stuff ever. It's just the off-road I have available to me close by. And it's a good test, like those rocky, chunky sections and the loose stuff. I feel like you get a good sense of what this bike can do and what it could do if it were pushed a little harder. And I feel confident that I could take it some dumb places. Any thoughts or feelings that I can address based on my time here on the Scrambler, please leave those in the comments. If you have a Scrambler of your own, tell me what it's been like to own it. I'd love to hear that, and I know other people watching this video would be very interested in it, particularly if they're in the market. But I'm gonna head back to camp. So for now, and as always, I just want to say, whoa, oh, yeah! That's not what I normally say. Oh my God, this thing is a power slide machine, dude. That was so fun. But the TC just kicks in at the exact right time. Dude, that was a blast. Anyway, sorry, I'm giggling like a schoolgirl, but I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.